Hey everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, the Recurring Revenue Playbook. Discover the simple, foolproof process to grow recurring revenue for your web design firm or marketing agency. My name is Riley McLaughlin, and I will be the webinar host for today. I'm also joined by Mike, and Mike is going to get his own intro slide. So um, we'll wait for that slide for Mike to introduce himself. All right, next slide, please. Cool. So before we dive in, just some quick housekeeping. There is a link to the presentation spreadsheet. So this presentation does come with a spreadsheet. Mike is going to go through how to use that spreadsheet. So you're going to kind of need the presentation today to get the context necessary to use that spreadsheet. But when you open up that link, and Mike, if you can kind of quickly demo this.
Absolutely. When you open up that link, you're going to be brought to this spreadsheet right here. It's our partner sales dashboard. We're going to cover exactly how to use this, but what you'll want to do when you first open it up is click on File, and then click Make a Copy. You're then going to be prompted to name the file, and it will ask you where you're going to want to save this within your Google Drive or save to your desktop.
Cool. Yeah, so this is the master file, and you need to make a copy in order to get a version that you can edit. So I'll put that link in the chat shortly. That link is also going to be in the webinar slides, which will be sent out. This webinar does come with, or there will be a Q&A section at the very end. So if you want to put your questions in the chat now, we'll just kind of take those questions in order at the end of the presentation. And just to get a quick test to see if everyone can access the chat, quick question, how many MSROI trainings have you attended? So if you can go to the questions section and just put your answer in there. And we'll give that about 3 more seconds. Okay, cool. And yes, we are recording. So what's going to happen is tomorrow morning, you'll get an email with a link to the recording for this presentation, as well as a link to the slides and to this spreadsheet. All right, next slide, please. All right, so what we're going to cover today, the number one threat facing too many agencies, the top 4 recurring revenue options, common partner pain points, who to sell to and how for quick wins, our 4-step partner growth process, how to deliver exceptional service, why and how to adjust your existing sales process, how we can help, and then we'll move into the live Q&A. And with that, I'm going to pass it off to Mike.
All right. What's up, everyone? Yes, my name is Mike, if you haven't met me before. I am the Account Success Manager at Main Street ROI. I've proudly been with Main Street ROI for 10 years, or at least this October will be 10 years. And while I started out as an intern and then an analyst, I ran operations for a bit of time. I've since grown to become the Account Success Manager, and that includes helping run operations for our largest agency partners. I help our partners grow their existing business. I help them with their sales and provide additional service offerings to their existing and prospective clients. And additionally, I also help with their account management, both directly with our partners, keeping them in the loop on everything that's going on, as well as meeting with their clients and helping them there as well. It's been a fantastic journey, and I'm very excited today to talk about recurring revenue. So the first thing I'm going to be discussing is the number one threat to your agency. Many of our prospective partners and existing partners who have partnered with us are familiar with this threat. It's the feast and famine cycle. It's essentially the problem that many of our partners run into, where they can't strike the right balance between sales and delivery of services. This can be due to taking on too many projects. It could also just be due to capacity issues. But essentially, the way that this cycle goes is focusing too much on sales that then increases the amount of work that needs to be delivered on. Then stop focusing on sales to deliver on those services, and sales eventually dry up, and having to repeat this cycle. By the end of this webinar, I'm hoping that I'll be able to explain and tell you exactly how you can correct this threat. So the feast and famine cycle does lead to inconsistent lead flow from erratic marketing. It is a lose-lose situation. Clients aren't happy with the quality of services. You're not able to fulfill on the volume of the sales because your focus is split. It's really a high stress situation, especially hoping that you can make payroll each month, but just also the anxiety of having to fulfill on a ton of work and not know if additional work is going to be coming. And it also leads to a lower valuation and less exit options. Buyers aren't too keen to purchase a company that doesn't have predictable revenue. I'm actually working right now with a partner who's in a very similar situation. They often they sell a lot of project work. The work piles up. They often have to hire people to help with that work. But then when the work is completed and they have to get back to the sales, they inevitably either end up having to let people go or unable to provide the hours that those people depend on. The root cause is only selling projects. Projects can be good, but you don't want to rely on them. The solution, though, is selling recurring revenue services. This will allow you to confidently predict revenue for future months, and it eliminates the stress of having to make payroll. There was a specific case study that I wanted to cover early on. We do have some other testimonials and case studies at the end of this webinar. But one of the first instances that I was involved in helping a prospective at the time, and then now a current partner with us, was many years ago in 2018, 2019, when they contacted us and let us know that they were only selling projects, they were building websites, but they were falling into this exact cycle. They weren't able to provide monthly recurring services to their clients. They were bringing them in the door, they were helping build some websites, and then they were essentially done with that client. They contacted us and asked if we were able to help them by providing those recurring revenue services, such as SEO and Google Ads. And we're really proud of what we were able to do with this partnership, in addition to other ones. You can see in 2019, they were bringing about a little over $28,000 a year, or $2,375 per month. By 2020, that increased to over 36,000. By 2021, that shot up to over 122,000. And then by the end of 2022, they were at $179,000, or $14,916 per month. Now in 2023, this agency partner actually successfully sold their agency. We have continued to work with the new agency owner and have continued to help them grow as well. Where the original owner is now proudly playing a lot of golf and bragging to me about it. So you're probably saying, great, just sell recurring revenue services. What should you sell? How do you sell it? And how should you fulfill on it? So I'm going to address that. The top 4 recurring revenue services to sell. These are ranked by demand, what we both see from our direct clients as well as from other partner clients. SEO tends to be the most popular service that people are interested in. There's a lot of natural demand for this, and your clients may already be asking about it. Paid search, such as Google Ads, is also a really great option. The caveat here is that businesses do need to have a specific ads budget. And based on the competition, and what is really necessary to show results, they may need a decent ad budget. Organic social media is also a natural fit. It works seamlessly with SEO. A lot of the SEO services that we provide, such as content creation, maybe blogging, that fits naturally with social media. We're able to promote those articles on social media, and we kind of treat those as a tag team duo. Paid social, such as Facebook ads, is again a really good fit if clients have the ad budget similar to paid search. And what's really great about paid social, though, customers can be targeted. I also want to cover some common partner pain points. Um, I meet with a lot of prospective partners and existing partners, and I see a trend. There's about 6 things that I hear quite often from people, especially in the early phases when they're starting to partner with us. I flat out ask them, why do you want to partner with us? What are some of the things that you're hoping to correct by working with us? Or some of the issues that you're just having in general. These things include, and some of these may resonate with you, considering I've heard them so often, limited capacity due to being solo or having a smaller team, essentially being unable to meet the workload that they have because they're a one-person shop or they have a small staff and they're just underwater. They're also another complaint that I hear is being overwhelmed by too many clients and not enough capacity. They struggling to just keep up with the workload. It may not even be due to having a smaller team or being solo, but just having way too many clients. It sounds like a good issue to have, but until clients, start being upset with maybe delivery of service or being able to show consistent results. This can also lead to burnout. If you have people that are working way too many hours, or you yourself are working too many hours to try to keep up on this stuff, it can really be exhausting. Lack of expertise in specific services is another one. We have prospective partners of ours and partners that have signed up that fulfill on services that are in their wheelhouse. Maybe they really enjoy or they're really good at creating websites, or maybe they are great at managing advertising, but they don't have the expertise or the knowledge to, or they don't have somebody on their staff to maybe fulfill confidently on SEO or social media. I see this a lot also, where a partner may come on and they're like, hey, I feel really good about what we can deliver with regards to ads, but I just don't know SEO, or my team just isn't, don't have the expertise in SEO or social media. Another common pain point that I hear is the desire to reduce personal involvement in fulfilling certain services. It can be exhausting. I completely understand that, building an agency and getting to the point where you've gotten to. And many of our partners are now looking to regain a better work-life balance. Maybe they have kids, or simply they want to play golf, like that other partner I had mentioned, or just simply they want to sign off at a reasonable time, and they're unable to do that. So they're looking to partner with us, or they're looking to get assistance so that they can strike a better work-life balance. Struggling to demonstrate measurable results for a specific service is another one. They may be reaching out because they have a client and they've just been unable to show good results. They're spinning in circles and they just can't figure something out. I actually see this quite often on the advertising side, where they've been running a campaign and it's like throwing money down the drain, and they just can't figure it out. And they'll come to us, they'll let us take a look at the campaign, get in there and start helping them. And there's no shame in that either. It may be a specific campaign, or just a handful of them that they have those issues with, and maybe previously could confidently, demonstrate measurable results for other clients. Finally, another one is uninterested in offering services outside of their core focus. I heard this one recently, and they put it pretty blunt. The partner I was speaking with, they flat out told me that they found SEO boring, and that they don't enjoy working on it. They can do it. They feel like they can do it well. They just don't want to do it. They don't have anybody on their staff that wants to do it. They simply would prefer to stick with their other core services, such as branding, website development, running some advertising, managing newsletters. They don't want to do SEO. And I found that pretty funny. I totally understand that, though. So that's another thing that a lot of partners run into, where they're trying to fulfill on a whole bunch of services, but some of them they just don't enjoy. And quite honestly, if you probably don't enjoy fulfilling on a service, even if you know that you're good at it, you may not really be giving it your all. And There's again still no shame in that, but that is something that I've heard quite a few times. So maybe some of those resonated with you, um, but I'm going to tell you exactly how we can help with some of these situations. One thing I want to cover is who to sell to for some quick wins. And this is something to keep in mind as we're going through the rest of the presentation. We consider when partners are coming to partner with us and we get started with the process I'm about to outline, we take a two-phase approach. The first phase is selling to your existing and past clients. If you've completed numerous projects for a whole bunch of different clients, maybe you build websites, the easiest thing to do, the easiest thing to get started on is to sell recurring revenue services to them. They already know you, they already trust you, they may already like you. You've probably done a very good job maybe building their website or with another project, and it's a lot easier. You already have that relationship and you can already get the ball rolling there. So the first phase is selling to your existing and past clients. Now, the second phase is incorporating what we're going to go through into your current proposal process so that you're able to sell recurring revenue services on the front end right out of the gate when you meet with prospective clients. So with that said, I'm going to cover our 4-step partner growth process. This is the exact process that I've used over the years to help grow the partnership case study that you saw earlier on, and some of the ones that you'll see later in this presentation. It's very simple with 4 steps, and I'm going to walk through it all right now. One of the spreadsheet that you may have clicked on earlier today that you'll download is going to be pivotal for this, and we'll walk through that. The 4-step process includes reviewing and finalizing packages for your new and existing clients, creating branded proposals and case studies, providing sales assistance, and project and account management support. The first step, reviewing and finalizing packages. So over the years, we've sort of gone back and forth on this, but we've found that our partners find selling packages much easier than, say, creating custom proposals on the fly for every prospective client that reaches out to them or that they reach out to. This is because over time, they're able to become quite confident and comfortable speaking to each of these packages, and they know them like the back of their hand. And prospective clients pick up on that. They know when you're on a call and you're speaking very confidently about a service. And selling packages, getting comfortable with a handful of specific service offerings is really key to doing that. So what I do with our partners when we first get on is that we review a list of service offerings and package examples. And we work to find which service offerings and which packages and which price points make the most sense for their existing and prospective clients. When reviewing these, we may determine that we need to create a custom package. That's completely fine as well. We're going to take a look at the example packages I put together. Many of our partners just simply roll with these and they work their markup into our existing pricing. But other partners of ours may find that these packages are too expensive, or on the flip side, they're able to sell at a higher fee or showcase more deliverables. So again, these are examples, but I work with our partners to finalize these and make sure that they're services and packages that they feel confident in, that their existing and prospective clients are interested in. Finally, as a backup, we always have the ability to create custom proposals. We'll scope out a project and we can easily copy and paste our information straight into a branded proposal for you. So this is what I'm going to open up first. I'm going to take a look at this example packages, which is right here. And I won't spend too much time on this, but we are able to create packages and provide packages for our local SEO tune-up work, which includes creating a great foundation for local SEO, building up initial primary profiles, as well as creating a cluster of initial citation listings and backlinks. This is really helpful. Many of our partners find that their clients will sign up for this package and this project prior to beginning monthly SEO work as a really great way just to set a great foundation from a backlink perspective, and allow us to really hit the ground running on some other on-site work, right out of the gate, rather than having to chisel away at this stuff on a monthly basis. Another group of services with package offerings we have is our website tune-up projects. Similar to the local SEO tune-up project, this is focusing on site work and creating a really great foundation for the website. The biggest difference you'll find between these package offerings is simply the number of pages right out of the gate we're going to button up. But we do perform full SEO audits, competitor analyses. We document all of our technical and on-site recommendations, such as for title tags, meta descriptions, headers. We perform full keyword research when doing this, as well as determining what keywords and terms competitors are targeting, and we'll work those into all facets of the website. We'll also perform some initial website copy edits to better work terms and primary keywords into existing content. The biggest difference here is simply the number of pages we're going to work on out of the gate. You can see with our smaller tier, we work with up to 5 pages. Our second tier is up to 10 pages, and our third tier is up to 20. Now, you'll also see here a mini downsell tune-up option. We typically don't show this to clients right out of the gate, try to get them for a little bit of a higher budget, but this is a nice downsell option as well, where we'll work on about 3 pages. Now, after those tune-up projects, many of our partner clients and our direct clients will then, and this is what we really want to focus on today, is the recurring revenue services, is monthly SEO. Now, they don't have to sign up with a tune-up project or a local project in order to do this. It's just many of them do happen to do exactly that. But these are the SEO services that we'll fulfill on a monthly basis. We have 3 primary tiers, and again, a maintenance sort of downsell tier. The biggest difference here is we do provide all of the same services in each of these tiers, but the frequency or the amount of, or how aggressive we're going to be changes based on each tier. For example, with on-page SEO, we may spend about an hour per month optimizing the website, getting in there, acting on our audit findings and our gap analysis findings. At tier 2, that increases to 2 hours, and at tier 3, that increases to 3 hours. Now, from content development standpoint, at tier 1, we actually alternate typically between providing monthly content and focusing on link building. However, based on the priorities and the needs of the client, we may instead focus on content development each month and hold off on some link building. So again, we can customize these packages and play around with the deliverables. Ongoing SEO audits and competitor analyses happen every 4 months and every 8 months, or as needed, of course. By tier 2 standard, you'll see content and link building occurs every single month. And by tier 3 aggressive, we increase, well, how aggressive we'll be with those and increase the amount of deliverables we'll perform. Now we have our social media services as well. We've got 3 tiers here. The biggest differences here is how many channels we'll be posting to and how many posts we'll do per month. By tier 2 and tier 3, we're also able to help with providing video posts and video content. Our Google Ads services are pretty straightforward. Our campaign setup is about $1,000. Our landing pages is $500. Our call tracking is $30. And then our management fee on a monthly basis is simply based on the amount of ad spend that the client is utilizing. In all of these, both the packages I've already looked at and in this one, you'll see that there's a yellow columns. This is where you would put your own fees. So we kind of always have a reference of what we're selling at and what you guys are selling at, so that it's perfectly clear. It allows us to help with sales efforts and know your fees right out of the gate. These are examples in here what some of our partners may typically go with, but we have partners that range anywhere from 15, 20% markups to over 100%. It's based on clientele and where you're situated. Going forward, we have our Facebook ad services, which are very similar to the pricing to our Google ad services. We have our YouTube ad services, which are also very similar. There is the addition of the video ad creation fee at the beginning. And then finally, we have some information on if we were to handle full account management. We're going to touch on this a little bit later in the presentation, but there are some partners of ours that are completely hands off, and we take over the entirety of the account management, completely white labeled, using their emails and so on. If we were to do that, there's some pricing here. That said, we always will help in the back end with account management and project management. It's just a matter of whether or not partners want us to be truly client facing. All right. Now, after reviewing and finalizing packages, we move on to step 2. We're able to help create complete branded proposals. Essentially, I get on calls with our partners, and we look at prospective clients or existing clients, and we'll meet and determine some clients that they may want to reach out to for a particular service. But we also have the ability for partners just to reach out to us at any time. We're very proud of our lead processing center. We have a group of people on our team dedicated to creating to analyzing prospective clients or existing clients for our partners and creating branded proposals. If we've already determined the markup and the service offerings and the packages that you're interested in, they will put those directly into the proposal. So by the time it goes to you, you can give it a quick glance, but it's ready to be client facing. We're going to take a look at an example services proposal right now for SEO, just so you can see an example. You can imagine this would be branded. We change the colors, we include the logos. Right now, when looking at this, you're going to see our baseline fees and obviously our branding. This is example information based off of another services proposal that we've created, but I stripped out a lot of the unique information. We started off by providing a summary of an initial analysis. We look into things such as the domain rating, their rankings, their existing website content, and their blogging. We'll give recommendations on keywords that they should target, where their competitors are standing with regards to certain keywords, the ground that they may need to make up, the health of the content on their website. Do they need more content? Is their content optimized? Is there good keyword placements? Are there new pages that should be created that aren't on the website that the website could begin ranking for? Likewise, are they blogging? How frequently are they blogging? Is the blog content relevant? Is it helpful? Is it content that's going to draw people in? Does it incorporate terms that carry search volume? So we provide this initial analysis, and then we go into recommending packages and why we recommend them, essentially. So in this example, we did recommend a local SEO tune-up project, tier 3. We did recommend a tier 1 tune-up project, and we did recommend tier 2 monthly SEO. You can see there's a lot of information in here to explain to the client why we're recommending the things we do and why we feel each of these tiers are impactful for them. Of course, if they're not interested in these or if anything gets priced out, we're able to go back to the drawing board, adjust things. We have fallback options as well. But these will be ready right out of the gate. I meet with our partners, we review them together. Sometimes they review them on their own. But the most important thing is they're ready to be client facing. You can take these and run with it directly to a sales call. All right, the third step is providing that sales assistance. So this is something that I actually really get fired up about. I will actually, and many of our team members will actually get on and with our partners and provide full sales assistance, both on a monthly, a bi-weekly basis, or a weekly basis with some of our partners, as often as they'd like to meet. And we meet, we analyze their prospective clients. We will put together what we feel are the best services to offer them, and then we'll begin creating those branded proposals you saw. While the lead processing center and the email opportunity@mainstreetroi.com are very helpful for on-the-fly quotes and proposals, this is a more hands-on approach that we take with our partners, where we meet and we look over the websites together. They see exactly how our process is, and we can talk openly, especially if it's a existing client that they have a relationship with. It's a really great point, a really great time to be able to talk about them and just uncover things that maybe that initial email to the lead processing center didn't include. Now, well, I'm going to open up an example marketing list and our pre-sales call rec list, which are the documents that I review with our partners when we're on these working meetings together on a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis. I also want to note that in addition to creating these proposals and working through with our partners, we're also able to join sales calls with our partners. we can get on as a member of their team. We are introduced often as an SEO expert or their ads expert, and we can speak to these services as well. If you remember, one of the pain points that I brought up earlier is that some of our partners, and actually many of them, don't feel confident speaking to certain services. When getting started with us, they may also not feel confident speaking to specific tiers or packages. So we're able to get on those calls and we're able to speak to the client directly and walk them through the proposals, the analyses, and explain the services to them. What's really cool is I have a partner of mine that I've done this with numerous times. And when I get on with her now, and we speak with prospective clients, and I still join those calls, we kind of tag team it at this point. It started with me just speaking myself and kind of going through it, and her taking a backseat, to the point now where we both are speaking confidently to things, and I hear her saying some sayings and things that I often say, and it's actually really fun. So I'm going to open up the example marketing list right now. And this is exactly what you have downloaded earlier today or earlier in the presentation. If you do decide to ever meet with me in the future or you need assistance with stuff, this is a really great spreadsheet to have on hand. Whether or not you do or don't work with us, it's really great to stay organized. And that's why we wanted to share it with you guys, because this is a great system. It's simple, but it's a great system just to quickly identify things. With the marketing list tab, what we do is our partners, maybe ahead of time before a meeting or on a meeting with me, I often see our partners just working out of here on their own now, which is really great to see. We'll list a business, put the business's website, and then they simply start looking at the different service offerings that they want to provide and whether or not they think certain services are a good fit for those businesses. I gave an example here with 5 websites, and you may find that certain services or multiple services are good for a website. In this example, for many of them, I just selected one. You'll see for website 1, we determined SEO is a good fit. For website 2, we feel like Google Ads is a good fit. For website 3, we feel Facebook ads is a good fit. And for website 4, LinkedIn ads. For website 5, we actually think YouTube ads and social media would be a good fit. We have multiple status options. In this example, I showed how, the first 4 websites, we actually still need to analyze and look into a little bit more about YouTube ads. Now, when partners determine, or when we determine that certain services are a good fit, we then move the clients from this tab to this tab, the pre-sales call recs list. And this is where our partners stay organized with all of the services proposals that they're sending out to prospective and existing clients. And you can see these same 5 websites are listed here with the services that we felt were a good fit. Our partners typically like to put a date in here when they would like those recommendations by. Maybe it's in anticipation of a call that they're going to have. You can see here we have a status option for whether or not recommendations are completed. Recs being complete, we typically mean that we have fulfilled on them, we have filled them out. Reviewed typically means that our partner has showed them to the prospective client and that they're now in discussion with them. There are links to additional example services proposals here. In addition to the SEO one that I showed earlier, you can find in here examples to our Google Ads proposals, our Facebook Ads proposals, LinkedIn, organic Facebook / Instagram, and our and YouTube ads. All right, cool. The next thing we're going to take a look at are step 4 is discussing account management and project management support. Once clients have come on board and we're working with our partners, we realize that another big pain point is that they often have a hard time managing the client. Whether that's from account management perspective, keeping up with emails, or project management support, managing the deliverables on a monthly basis. So we're able to provide that for all of our partners. We schedule weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly same page meetings with our partners. These are a time where we meet with our partners, we talk about what we've completed, what we're working on next, some notes on strategy, as well as notes on performance. This is an instance where we're able to talk openly with our partner about the things that we're doing and the health of the client. We also provide automated monthly reporting, as well as custom strategy documents on typically on a quarterly basis. Reports go out on a monthly basis. And we're also able to, like I mentioned earlier, help with client communication. Many of our partners will give us emails to use where we can send things straight to the client, whether it's maybe content approvals or just fulfilling on other things as well, maybe SEO edits or simply trying to get them to approve maybe content topics or strategy. And finally, our team is always available to join strategy calls to discuss, the upcoming quarters and the health of the business with their clients, give them updates on performance, answer any client questions they have, and potentially join to help our partners upsell or cross-sell them to other services. I want to briefly take a look at a client management agenda sheet. You can just so you can see exactly how we have these same page meetings with our partners. So linked up here is our example client management sheet. Again, when this presentation goes out, you'll be able to click into this and take a look as well, just so you know what you'd be getting yourselves into. We typically create a tab for each client. And each of these tabs show what's in progress, what's been recently completed, what's pending approval, and the approval status for any of that work. It's very simple, but it allows us just to, keep tabs with our partners on kind of what's going on. We also have a notes section over here where we may typically include some client notes. Partners may often tell us, hey, a client is releasing a new product next quarter. It's just some stuff that we can kind of keep an eye on and maybe follow up with in the future. And in addition to that, on the first row, we have an example approval sheet. While we may track internally approval here between ourselves and our partners, we have a approval sheet here that is client facing. This is where we include things and documents for clients to give approval on. In this example here, I've provided some homepage content and an example of a geographic page we created for Brooklyn, New York. And these documents, this approval sheet would get sent to the client. They can always have it, they can bookmark it somewhere, and we let them know when it's been updated and includes additional work for them to approve. It's as simple as them clicking into the document, taking a look at it. That's usually hyperlinked from column B. And they just have to scroll over here and indicate whether or not something's approved, denied, or if they have some notes based on what we provided them. So it's very simple. We keep things really organized. Our partners often bookmark these things and hop into them even in between our meetings, just to make sure that they have a lay of the land and a grasp on everything going on. We also have the ability to customize those as much as possible if there's certain columns or things that our partners want to keep tabs on as well. Some small but important details I want to cover. This is mostly in relation to the branded proposals that we put together, but just some things that we also recommend going forward when selling recurring services. The first thing is contract lengths. You will see that our templated proposals are month to month. You can edit that as much as you see fit. If you're confident, you can start trying out 6 or 12-month contracts. But just as you're getting started, we do recommend being month to month with clients. It makes them a little bit easier. It doesn't make them feel as trapped. And we've found that it's better from a client relationship standpoint. However, many of our partners do like to sell in 6 to 12-month contracts, and that's totally fine as well. In terms of payment terms, we highly recommend payment upfront versus post-pay. It avoids wasting time and energy on account receivables. And finally, payment processing. We also strongly recommend using and requiring credit cards that you have permission to charge, every month explicitly from the client. With regards to cancellation notices, we also recommend typically a 30-day notice. Now, with our partners, we don't keep things 30 days. If you're not getting paid, then we're not going to expect payment from you. If you tell us to cease services for a client, we'll cease services. But with regards to your relationship with clients, we highly recommend about a 30-day cancellation notice. It also gives some time, for whatever reason they may be canceling, for you to organize yourselves and maybe still show them good results. Next thing I want to cover is how to deliver exceptional service. So there are 2 options for fulfillment. Obviously, you can do it in-house and do it yourself with the resources that you have and your own expertise. But the other option is working with an agency that has a proven process. But what you'll need if you decide to work with an agency partner, you need transparency. You need to know exactly what they're doing every month. Many agencies are black boxes, and this isn't great from a partnership standpoint. If a client is asking you what's going on, you need to be able to tell them what's going on. That is why you see with our same page meetings, we're always transparent. We're always telling our partners exactly what we're doing. They're always in the loop. They often can answer questions that their clients reach out to them because they already know what's going on. But again, even if you do need to lean on an agency, they should have fast response times. If a client's breathing down your neck and you do need assistance, you need a partner that is able to call you, to get on a call as soon as possible, especially during those urgent situations. And then finally, we highly recommend looking for an agency partner that has a track record of successful partnerships. When this webinar goes out tomorrow, we highly recommend you taking a look here and watching some of our video testimonials on this slide. Also, it's really important to work with an agency partner or yourselves provide robust reporting. We do provide robust reporting. We provide dashboards with links so clients can click on a link, they can log into the dashboard, they get their own username and password, our partners do as well. And at any point, they can hop in and take a look at performance. They can see how their traffic's doing or how their ads campaign is performing. In addition to that, and we can customize those with our partners. In addition to that, we provide, and other agencies should as well, robust monthly reports. We do provide automated reports that go out once a month that showcase the performance of all of their services. I would like to show an example of an SEO one right now. These are fully customizable. I meet with our partners and we iron these out just to make sure it's right. This is an SEO one. There's a cover slide, a table of contents. In this example, we have an SEO overview that highlights the number of sessions and users per month, the amount of events, conversion tracking. There's sources where traffic came from, the amount of backlinks, what their traffic trend looks like. And this is all example data in here. Top pages, conversions by page, their most performing landing pages, some information on their goal completions and their conversions. If this is e-commerce, their revenue. We have information on their rankings, how they're doing from a keyword positioning standpoint. We include information on how that's improved month over month and from the start date of service to now. As well as information on backlinks, what their backlink profile looks like, the number of referring domains that they're obtaining on a monthly basis, and all of this stuff is directly correlates to the work that we're going to be performing. As well as in this example, Google Business Profile Insights, especially if it's a local business. We like to, discuss and show them exactly how their Google Business Profile is performing. Alongside our monthly SEO services, we do maintain businesses' Google Business Profiles and post to it multiple times a month, often promoting content that we create. We also highly recommend working with a partner that has a process for weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly agency updates. Again, this goes hand in hand with transparency, but being able, especially if you have numerous clients, being able to get on the call with an agency and learn and know what they're doing for your clients, how performance looks, as well as if there's issues that come up, being able to have a time to discuss that openly among each other. Like you saw with our same page meeting agenda earlier. And finally, availability for client-facing emails and calls. We know that it can be exhausting having to deal with clients sometimes, and we highly recommend partnering with an agency that is able to assist you with that as well, not just fulfilling services, from an SEO or an ad standpoint, but actually being able to step in and help you with the communication, because that is also very key. If you were to partner with us, I would like to show you an example of a partner team. You get a partner account manager. That would be myself or some other people on the team that work with us, strategists, as well as a billing person. Now, your partner account manager would be your point of contact for weekly updates. This person is on call to provide status updates and work with you on any client questions or any issues that may arise. Strategists are experts on the account. They're the people that are fulfilling on the work and working through the strategy. They handle the more technical aspect of the services, and they are also available to join sales calls. In addition to the account manager, if things get more technical and we have to dive into the weeds with the client, our strategists are always happy to join calls as well. And finally, a billing person. This person will keep track of all active and versus paused clients, so that your agency is only paying for active clients that need services. We often create spreadsheets or documents for our partners to keep track of exactly the clients that we're actively working with. Now I would like to talk about adjusting your sales process. Discussing modifying proposals and upselling quarterly. This is essentially how we recommend partners operate. We highly recommend modifying your proposals to include options for clients to add monthly SEO, social media, and advertising right from the start. This goes hand in hand with that feast and famine cycle. You want to right out of the gate, and this is phase two of our approach. Right out of the gate, you really want to start selling them and laying the groundwork for recurring services. Maybe you build websites. You need to let them know that in addition to building your website, that this website needs to be maintained over time. It can't just be created and kind of coast from there. Competitors change, Google changes, the industries change, search terms change. Because of that, there needs to be frequent monitoring and maintenance and work being done on websites. It's not just set it and forget it. Social media and advertising as well. If you're into web design and you build websites, it's imperative to let them know right out of the gate, hey, now that your website's built, or after we build your website, we highly recommend fulfilling on fulfilling on SEO, social media, and advertising. We also highly recommend that at least every quarter, you review your clients and past clients using our 4-step partner growth process to keep upselling to them. I would also like to discuss the 4 ways that we can help. We assist our partners by adding recurring revenue without them having to hire. There was a small web design company that had no recurring revenue with limited bandwidth. We've been able to help create custom packages and handled all the fulfillment so that it grew annually, and that we were able to help increase their recurring revenue to over 6 figures. We're also able to help expand services. There was a PPC agency who wanted to offer SEO services to their advertising clients, and we were able to help them do this so that they could increase their additional revenue and growth. We developed pricing and service packages, like you saw earlier, to match exactly what their clients needed, and we managed the entirety of the fulfillment, including our monthly reporting. We even joined some of the calls with the clients to provide that extra support. We're also able to help fix bottlenecks to growth. An agency once came to us with a strong sales team, but they had limited capacity to fulfill on SEO, Google Ads, or Facebook ad services. Again, we developed packages with them and proposals for their sales team to use, and we managed all of the fulfillment behind the scenes, including monthly reporting, so our partner just had to handle client communication. This partner was able to add $200,000 in annual recurring revenue in just 2 years, allowing them to grow without having to take on the increased overhead and costs. And that's a theme that you'll see. I always tell our partners, think of us as an extension of your team. You don't need to hire typically anyone else. You have us, and we can take it from there to assist you. When this webinar goes out, I highly recommend listening to this partner testimonial from Danny Katz at First Source Interactive. He's been a fantastic partner with us over the years, and he has some very interesting things to say about us.
My name is Danny.
Another thing that we're able to do is replace an existing partner. A digital marketing agency came to us with 25 clients, and they were outsourcing their services to a third-party vendor. They were unhappy with the quality of the service, the poor communication, and the fact that they weren't able to provide customized services that really allowed them to scale up. This was actually the first agency that I began working with. I remember the day that our president called me and said, "Hey, Mike, we have a partner that's interested in working with us. They have 25 clients. We need to figure out how to onboard them and help them scale." And this is what laid the groundwork for creating our 4-step growth process for our partners. We're very happy to announce that we've helped them grow their recurring revenue 10 times. Now, from those 25 clients, we are now proud to announce that we are now working with them with over 200 clients. Now, this is Robert Messenger. He's the owner of Let It Be Local, and this is what he has to say about us. He says, working with Main Street ROI as our fulfillment partner has not only allowed us to provide higher quality SEO services to our clients, but to also significantly expand our client base and the variety of services that we offer to our clients. They also helped us integrate Google Ads campaign management as a service, and this has provided us with a new revenue channel while adding value to our clients' bottom line. Main Street ROI's team is knowledgeable, responsive, and flexible, and I highly recommend them as a referral/white label partners. I wish I had known about them years ago. I'm not only proud to announce that Robert has been a fantastic partner, but he's also become a fantastic friend over the years. So I have a question for you. Is Main Street ROI a good fit? We're a good fit if any of these statements are true. You have a list of existing and past clients that you feel like you can tap into and promote recurring services to. You have a consistent flow of new clients each month. Or you're working with another vendor, but you're just simply unhappy. Riley, I believe you're going to put a poll to request a partner strategy session.
Yes, so I'm going to launch that poll right now.
So what this poll is asking is whether or not you would like to have a partner strategy session with myself. I would love to get on a call, take a look at your existing and past clients, and work through exactly this 4-step process so that one day you are one of these testimonials.
Cool, and we'll give it, let's do 5 more seconds. All right. Perfect. So let's see, Mike, let's go to the next slide. All right, we're now ready for the Q&A. So I'm not seeing any questions in the chat right now, but this is really a unique opportunity to speak directly with Mike because this is his specialty. So if you have any questions about recurring revenue, this is the time to ask. All right, let's give it, let's do 20 more seconds. Also, if you think of a question, after the fact, you can just send me an email and I'll make sure to get that over to Mike.
Also, while we're waiting, I would love to point people to mainstreetroi.com/partner with us/white label if you're interested in partnering with us, learning more about our partner program. Of course, you can always contact us, and I would love to hop on a call.
Cool, so I'm not seeing any questions, so I think we can probably close. Just as a reminder, today's webinar was recorded, so what's going to happen is tomorrow morning you'll get an email with a link to the presentation, as well as a link to the slides and to the spreadsheet. So with that, thanks so much, Mike, for this presentation. And
Thank you.
yeah, and hope to see you on the next one. Bye, everyone.
All right, bye, everyone. Have a good one.